Good evening, race fans. Welcome into the world center of racing, Daytona International Speedway in beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida, here for the Season 10 opener of the LSRL Xfinity Series. Season 10, going to be a great one here, 15 race season, and it all kicks off at no place else other than Daytona here tonight for 100 laps. We have 2 laps of qualifying to set the grid for the main event. Stage break coming on lap 25. Fuel capacity 70% gives us an estimated fuel run of 27 to 31 laps. 5 total sets of tires. They shouldn't need them. 1 starter set, 4 in the pits, 0 fast repairs, and 3 green-white checkers if needed. Got some new faces, new drivers, new teams, and we're looking forward to an exciting night here at Daytona. Art is under the weather at the moment, so Corbin should be hopping in here shortly to tag in. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and get right into qualifying as the on-track action for Season 10 is just now getting underway. Let's go ahead and go to one of the threats here tonight to win this sucker. Joshua Lawton in the 40 machine. Always quick. Made part-time starts last season, but especially at a plate track, he knows how to get around. And he'll be one of the ones to watch here tonight. Got some crossover from Monday night. Got Andrew Tenold on track. Jonathan Dawley, Perrin Huggins, a couple of TTSL boys as well. Kyle Ritchie. The ARS LSRL crossover that everyone loves to see. Here's one of the staples of the league on both nights. Ryan Tiller setting off on his first lap. Let's go ahead and bring up the timing tower as the first laps will be coming in. 10 minutes of qualifying. Did not see that one coming, but new season, plenty of time for everyone to get their laps in if they need. Obviously, qualifying not the most important thing here on a super speedway. Track position not crucial, at least in the early going. First man to set a time is Landon Quisenberry in the 75, 50.87 on his first lap. And that's the first competitive lap of the season. Now the times are coming in hot and heavy. Dustin Montgomery making his LSRL debut. Top of the table, 50.80. Glenn Murphy Jr. off on his warm-up lap. Always so quick. Time to beat currently still a 50.80. As I believe we have over 30 drivers here tonight for the season opener. Probably 70-30 in favor of returning drivers, but there are some new names. And currently, Dustin Montgomery, never mind, make that Adam Kilday top of the board. In the 85, new number for him. 23 times have been set so far. Dustin Montgomery does improve on his second lap, 50.75 in the 14 machine. Looking for anyone that's on a second lap. Kilday was quick on his first lap. Let's go on board for his second. Times are coming in hot and heavy. Adam Kilday did not improve through the first half of this lap, though. He needs to pick up 13 hundredths, but it's going to be more since that first sector wasn't as good. But he won't improve. Randy Arms will, top of the board, 50.686. Perrin Huggins has 2 purple sectors going. He'll jump to the top of the board, 50.630. And 27 drivers have set a lap time thus far. Got more coming in. Here's Glenn Murphy Jr. on his second lap. Improvements for him on both parts of the racetrack, but not good enough for pole. 38 hundredths off. Joseph Murata not improving. Kilday has finished both of his laps. Matthew Heel out on his second lap. Improvement in the first sector as we reach the halfway point of qualifying. We'll see what kind of lap time he can get. Here on the second lap, not choosing to go below the apron. And his lap will be good enough for P5. Nobody else out at the moment. And just as I say that, Ryan Von Henschel makes his way out onto the racetrack. Logan Howell also thought about making a run, but he's going to elect not to do that. With just under 5 minutes remaining. And the only man on track is the 45 machine, so we'll take you on board through the warm-up lap, and we'll see if this 45 machine can lay down a competitive lap time. "34 drivers here tonight. 28 of them will have a qualifying time. Casey Brown, Wyatt Blair, Logan Howell, Zach Scare, Kyle A. Ritchie, and Payson Lindsay electing to not set a lap at the current moment. On board for Von Henschel's first lap. Key to Super Speedway qualifying, just let the banking do most of the work on corner entry and exit. Don't want to scrub off speed like we just saw there. Don't want any movements on the wheel if you can help it. But the second lap will be usually quicker. And you can see he's still on the top side of the racetrack trying to build up momentum, so no harm, no foul for the 45. He's going for broke on lap 2. He'll naturally let the car drift down on the banking, even through the tri-oval. Try not to hit the apron, that'll scrub off speed. First lap good enough for 28th, quickest to 51.1. And then point it to the bottom, don't hit the apron, that scrubs off speed. Let the banking hold the car down there through 1 and 2. It'll naturally rise up out of the corner on the exit, let it go about halfway up. He chooses not to do that, but it's okay. He's going for completely holding the yellow line all the way around the racetrack. Straight as an arrow down the back straightaway if you could keep it. Let the banking do the work, roll into the bottom, don't hit the apron if you can help it. Same thing on 3 and 4, and then it's a dash to the start-finish line. With just over 2 minutes remaining, he's going to straddle the apron, chooses to go below it. And his second lap for the 45 machine, good enough for P22, a 50.84. The entire field separated by just under 0.3 of a second, I believe. Yeah. Look at that, all the way back to 28th. That's how tight it is in Super Speedway. And the one machine is on pit road, won't have enough time to get a lap in at this point, and that is qualifying. Perrin Huggins will be your pole sitter here tonight for the Wilder Graphix 250. Dominant regular season Monday nights for ARS. Pick it up nicely here on Tuesday nights for LSRL. So, looking like Larry McDonald's also on pit road. He's already finished his laps, though. And we're just ready for qualifying to be over and the gridding, and we'll pick some people to win, and we'll be green. Appreciate everyone showing up here tonight. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that follow button to not miss a second of the action from your favorite leagues and drivers. Monday night, Xfinity Racing Series. Tuesday nights, LSRL. And Friday nights for Rod Kart. Definitely have some new drivers in the field here tonight. The highest of those will be Matthew Heel in the 53. He'll roll off 5th. Dustin Montgomery rolls off 6th. Tyler Justice 8th. And then kind of a gap to the next debutant, Josh Mueller, rolls off 21st. Kyler Friesch rolls off 26th. Jonathan Dolly, 27th. Andrew Tenold is 20th. Logan Howell will roll off 30th. And then Wyatt Blair and Payson Lindsay will round out the field here tonight, electing not to set a qualifying time. But those are the new drivers in this field. Yes, Kyler Frias? I think that's how you pronounce it. We'll have to get some clarification from him after the fact.
I feel like it might be like peas. Just freeze.
Freeze? Welcome back to the booth, Art. You were under the weather, not anymore. Magic how that happens.
I was under the weather until I wasn't.
We're ready to go racing here at Daytona. How we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Had to take some medicine. Hopefully, I'm feeling better.
Well, that's good.
But I'm here.
Yeah, I can play the commentary banner now. It's Max and Art in the booth. Everybody has made it.
And I was letting you get your talking in until, it was actually required for you to show up.
Contractually obligated to speak.
Hey, no actual laps were run yet. I'm fine.
You did not miss a lap. So that's true. But we got 34 cars here tonight, almost a full field. Some new names entirely. Some familiar faces making their LSRL debut. And then we got the LSRL regulars. So going to be a mixed bag.
Yeah, it was funny listening to you kind of like jump over Andrew Tenold making his debut just because we're so used to seeing him on Monday nights.
Absolutely. Parrot Huggins, your pole sitter. Just waiting on two guys at the back to grid up. Payson Lindsay and Wyatt Blair, 33rd and 34th, and we can go ahead and get underway. And it looks like they didn't make it. So that was a very quick gridding. Not sure what happened to them. But nevertheless, we're rolling. 32 cars rolling off pit road. And it is that time for picks to win, Art.
I'm going to let you go first. I have someone in mind, and I would be kind of shocked if you take him.
All right. Well, go ahead and give me tonight. We're going to pick Casey Brown. He'll be rolling off 30th tonight. I think he's had some rotten luck at these plate tracks, and I think that'll change tonight. He'll get the win.
I'm going to take someone who has not been on the... I don't even know if they've ever been on the YG channel. They might have been back when we were still doing under, your banner on, Maxwell. Give me Matthew Heel.
Matthew Heel, that was he was way back in the day when we first started broadcasting. He runs on Wednesday nights in the Next Up series for ARS, but this is the first time I think he's been on the YJ channel proper. So we're glad to see him back. We know he's got some good speed. But Daytona, obviously the ultimate equalizer, the ultimate wild card.
I think he'll have the aggressiveness to potentially do it by himself, because I don't know if he has a team here.
So he's listed as an independent, so won't have as many friends naturally, but as always, your friends are where you find them at Daytona. Lights are off on top of the pace car. 32 drivers ready to do battle. 100 laps. Parrot Huggins leads this field down. Pace car is off, waiting on the flagman to get us underway for Season 10. And the Wilder Graphix 250 is green. "16 rows deep, a 2x2 as they power off into turn number 1 for the first time. We'll see if anyone drops to the back or forces it aggressively with a 3-wide move, but it doesn't look like that just yet. They did make it off of turn number 2, so that's good to see. Got a car switching lanes way in the back. Unsure of what happened to Payson Lindsay or Wyatt Blair, but it doesn't look like they are even in pit road yet. So it does officially look like a 32-car field here this evening. First lap of Season 10. It's going to be side-by-side between Parrot Huggins and Tony Scarbo. at the line, I think it's Huggins by nothing, pretty much.
That's what the iRacing live timing shows. Perrin over Tony by 0.001.
1/1000th of a second on the first lap. Will that be the margin on the last lap? A lot of stuff in between to figure out, though.
I feel like we're that close coming down on the last lap. There are going to be cars just beating and banging on each other.
Oh, absolutely. But both lanes hooked up pretty tight. 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top. And then there's a little bit of a gap behind each. That'd be 9th and 10th. That's Ryan Tiller and Tyler Justice, just leaving a little bit extra space, respectively, for their lines. But it's pretty much been a lot of 2x2 throughout the entire field. Everyone just being patient, trying to feel everything out. We've got a lot of new drivers. So everyone just wants to see how they'll interact and how they'll race. But so far, so good for everybody.
I mean, that's kind of the staple of LSRL. It is, you know, patience, being respectful, not doing anything just too goofy.
At least until lap 25, the stage break. Valuable stage points going to be given out there. So everyone at least content to ride until that point. We do see them race pretty aggressively for these stage points. It is make or break come the end of the regular season for some guys, so we'll see how it gets on for them. But pretty much 2x2 all the way throughout, nearly 16 rows deep, give or take a couple. Fastest man on track was Joseph Green last lap, 46.93 in the 12 machine. He's getting the benefit of the draft all the way down in 26th. The outside line has about half a car length ahead. Randy a little bit tightly compact behind that 59, but just like that, the inside line, shortest way around the racetrack, surges back. I think we will have our first lead change of the season. It is Scarbo by 3/4 of a car length. He'll lead his first lap. He's obviously got a teammate tucked up behind him. That's a good thing to have at Daytona. Sports first and second on that outside line.
We've got a blinker here at the back of the back. Number 12 machine, Joseph Green.
So it's the fastest lap, and his internet connection can't hold up with it. Let's just go on board all the way back to Zach Scare in 32nd. He's 2.2 seconds behind the leaders, and I mean, that's just everyone nice and neat, 2x2. As I say that, I think Joseph Green got out of line, though, to let this field go by. He'll drop to the tail end to deal with his blinking issues if he can. He's just staying up by the high side, nice and respectful of everybody. But really no aggressive moves being made except for the aggressive assault on Joseph Green's internet.
Oh, we are 3 wide up the front. Nathaniel Landwehr taking a middle 3.
Yeah, he does duck underneath the 14, but that's that technical alliance between MoFlo Racing and Speed Zone. So now they have an affiliation car behind them. Dustin Montgomery caught napping just for a second. And that 66 machine takes advantage of it.
I say I'm a little appreciative of, I believe, Matthew Heel in chat saying thanks for me picking him. I don't think he understands what kind of curse that might have been.
Scarbo is clear on the top, but he's going to elect to work with his teammates still.
Glenn Murphy Jr. hit the apron there on the entrance of 1 and 2. Going to give that outside line a lot of momentum.
I think Speed Zone senses an opportunity to pounce, and they'll get 3 cars lined up on the bottom here. That's exactly what they're going to do. That slight bobble opens the door. And we have 3 team cars, essentially. 2 team cars, 1, 2, third place, the technical affiliation, out in front on the low line. So now that leaves Dustin Montgomery in his LSRL debut to lead the outside line. Tyler Justice, another LSRL rookie, making his debut as well, right behind him. And then right behind them, league owner Joseph Murata. So go from the least experienced to the most experienced, just like that.
this is really where you're going to have to be on your P's and Q's. As a rookie, you've got the owner right behind you. There's no room for mistakes.
And all of that, Josh Mueller, Logan Howell, and Kylo Freese, they've lost the lead draft, but they'll get it right back at lap 25, but they will be out of contention for stage points. Don't see any notifications that they went off track or anything, so it looks like just a planned move. And now we're getting a little bit aggressive at the front. Landwehr goes up to block Perrin Huggins, who wasn't able to make that move, up in front of Dustin Montgomery. So now we're 3 wide for that third row on back.
Finally able to get it around. Dustin's going to have to, settle back in line.
Aaron second on that outside line, wanted to break up that speed zone trio. Speed zone times MoFlo trio. We'll be pushing Landwehr on that top side now. Just a lot of 2x2, couple aggressive moves here and there as we come to the 10th lap of this race. 16 laps until the stage break. They should be able to make it on fuel, estimated at around 27 to 31, so didn't have to save anything. We should see some guys make some aggressive moves when they get the chance later on in this run in just a couple of laps. As long as they keep going green, it'll tick off quicker than they think. You'll have guys, Cade Ferguson, Anthony Giuliano, Tenold. What do they do to get some stage points?
You're going to have to be making some dangerous moves to potentially get up there and get stage points.
Biggest mover in the race so far is Nathaniel Landwehr in that second position. Very tentatively second position, though. You just see how close the margins are. He's up 7 spots in the first 10 laps.
I really am
Go ahead.
Curious to see if we do get that third line action, because Daytona, it is a super speedway. There is a lane there, but it can be very tight if you're not experienced.
It's easy. It's a false sense of security. You think it's real easy. It's, we're gonna go through wide, but I've seen numerous people just not hold their line and put it up in the wall and screw everything up for a lot of people. Especially on corner exit. Gets a little loose, and if you're tucked up too tight behind someone, you just give them a little bit of a tap, it'll send them around. Big one. Always lurking at Daytona.
Especially when you have, 30 drivers, or in this case 29 drivers within 2 seconds of each other.
James Goodwin also up 7 spots. Joseph McGill up 6. Dolly plus 6, as is Casey Brown plus 6.
We might have a challenge here for the lead. Perrin Huggins looking to take it.
He'll drop down to the inside. Pick up Scareboat. Yeah, we know that 7 wants to lead if he can. Qualified on pole and was shuffled briefly back to 4th, but didn't stay there for long.
To be fair, I'd find it hard to find a driver in this field who wouldn't, want to lead if they could.
Especially when it's this organized at the front, a lot of 2x2. When you get up in those first few rows, you'll be in a great position come the stage break. I haven't really seen anyone get shuffled out too bad. Unless it was by design, which is Landon Quisenberry. You can see him back here at the tail end of the lead draft. He's down 12 spots. That's by design. Same thing for these 3 guys. Logan Howell, Kyler Freese, Josh Mueller, purposely out of harm's way. They won't get any stage points, but they'll be safe should there be a wreck before they get to the stage.
And we will be asking the question who's going to get shuffled out, because we don't see much challenging up there at the front. They are swapping spots every now and then, but they're not really going at it hard. It's a lot of speed zone. It's a lot of MoFlo. There's a lot of friends up here in the top 10. What's going to happen whenever you've got those guys in the mid pack who aren't necessarily associated with speed zone or MoFlo, who start making their way to the top 10 and trying to get in.
Absolutely. They're not just going to roll over and take it. Got a driver update redemption for Kyle Ritchie in the 76. Kyle started in the 29th position, electing not to qualify. He is currently in the 27th position, plus 2 spots since the start of the race. And he's content to just sit here at the back of the lead draft and at least wait for the stage and try and keep that 76 Toyota Supra in one piece. Can't say that I blame him. Because Landwehr is going to get put 3 wide here. Dustin Montgomery wasn't going with him. So now someone's getting shuffled. He's right in the sucker hole. No drafting help yet, but here comes Adam Kilday in the 85 to his aid. And all of a sudden it gets really tight. That third lane gets left out to dry. It changes just that quick. 14 passed him on the high side, then dropped down to come pick him back up, so that third lane got left out to dry. And now it's Joshua Lawton in the 40 getting hung out to dry on the top side. Rada trying to work with him, so it's changing between if we want that middle or third group to be the established second lane, and Glenn Murphy Jr. and Randy Arms said they've seen enough. Dropping underneath the double yellow, they're backing out of it. That should actually give these guys some room to work out their differences. And Landwehr will drop in line, so we're back to 2x2. A little bit of 3 wide further back with Eric Shields for a moment. James Goodwin's beating the sandwich there in the 11. Shields dropping back now to try and get back in line. He's actually going to get put into the wall there. Contact with the 71 of Wayne Ruprecht. I think Shields should be okay to continue. We'll just have to drop in line behind this 75 if he can and try and maintain the lead draft. I don't think he'll be able to do so, but he does have the stage break coming in just a handful of laps. Tyler Justice trying to lead for the first time tonight. He's got lead owner Joseph Rada tucked up tight behind him. Joshua Lawton looked like he was getting hung out to dry just a couple of laps ago, still third on the outside line. That was the last lap. Perrin Huggins wins it by 3/4 of a car length. To go nearly here in stage 1. Only one stage, so only one shot. These valuable stage points, and for some guys, you're thinking of it, hey, I'll go up there, try and get 10 free points, and then should I get wrecked on the last lap, I look at it as a fallback, backup option. Kind of, lessen the damage of a potential wreck later on in this race.
And you have like the guys like Glenn Murphy Jr. who dropped out of it because they see a potential wreck coming in, would be getting potential stage points be worth risking, the end of the race.
It's never changing because there's no guarantee you win the stage that you're even going to get a good finish out of this. It's Daytona. Your car could be running as well as it wants to, but Daytona has plans of its own. Get what you can on the stage, and then, chips fall where they may. You hear guys nowadays are just like, oh, I hope we have a good points day and we just somehow survive.
Oh, we got them stacked up. Levin's in the outside wall.
The 45 machine is below the apron. Going to have to rejoin. Tenwood in the 54 also below the apron. They all hang on to it somehow, some way. Just a big check up there as guys were switching lanes at the front. And that'll bust up this pack.
I mean, this is going to have us down to almost a 10-car pack. I think it's
14,
12.
I think. 15. Yeah, it's very disjointed. It'll take them a couple laps to get back together. But I think it's 14 as it stands now with 6 laps to go in the stage. Stage at the end of 25. You look here, it's James Goodwin's 14th and then 15th on back. They're trying to get reorganized. They actually should be in the draft. Von Henschel going to have to push. Big checkup in the lead group, though, means that they should be able to latch on. They'll actually have a big run. We got to crank it up, Redemption. for the first time in Season 10. Gladly. Made it through that crank it up period, and we're coming just to 3 laps to go next time by in the stage. Lap 23, stage at the end of lap 25. Can they make it around and have a caution-free first and only stage? It's Tyler Justice that leads from Dustin Montgomery on the bottom. Joseph Murata up top with help from Joshua Lott, and everyone else going to need a little bit of help to get up to the lead if they want this stage win. Adam Kilday third on the outside, Perrin Huggins third on the inside.
I see some guys on the outside that potentially could have a word here. Schwartz, Nathaniel Landwehr, if they could get it, they get peaked in that third line, they might be able to get going.
It's a 20-car lead pack, almost 3 wide right at the tail end of it. There's Kyle Ritchie trying to somehow find a lane. Same thing with Joseph McGill. 2 laps to go on the stage. And you're getting Nancy at the back. And now they settle down to 2x2. Back at the front, though. Inside line starting to pull ahead just by a little bit, but that's going to create some room and some gaps for some of these guys to shoot through. Jonathan Schwartz looking to the outside of Anthony Giuliano, tucks back in line. So headed into turn number 3. Inside line with a car length advantage, car length and a half. What does the 14 do? Does he pull up to the high side? He's going to stay in line for now. Tyler Justice will see the green and white checkered flag. 1 lap to go in stage 1. And it looks like Von Henschel's going to drop out of it. Realize the stage points aren't on the card for him at the moment, so 19 cars to settle it. Inside line, 2 car lengths ahead, 2.5 car lengths ahead now. 14 still sticking with that 6. What does Perrin Huggins do? 3rd car on the inside, or can that outside line fight back as they head off into turn number 3? The final lap of stage number 1, and they are fighting back in a big way. A little bit of a side draft there. Here comes the 3rd lane and Jonathan Schwartz. Not going to have enough time, at least for that 3rd lane. It's going to be Tyler Justice versus Joseph Murata for the stage win. And it's going to go to the 6 of Tyler Justice. Yellow is out. They all made it 25 nearly perfect laps for our first stage of the season.
Gotta say, I'm very shocked by their ability to keep it. I mean, it is LSRO, but to keep it clean when that caution comes out, you've got cars almost, 4 wide. It'd be a dangerous situation.
Absolutely. Well, I see why. I didn't know Tyler Justice. He's listed as an independent, I believe. But he's in a voice channel right now with Dustin Montgomery and Joshua Lawton, so that explains a lot about their great teamwork. Let's go get a quick interview with your Stage 1 winner. Here with the One Up Motorsports guys, Dustin Montgomery, Joshua Lawton, Tyler Justice. Tyler, congratulations on the stage win.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That was some crazy racing there at the end, but we were able to pull through and edge one out there.
Absolutely. You got some, obviously pick up 10 crucial stage points for yourself and obviously set the tone early. What's going to be the plan here to keep that track position and potentially end up in victory lane at the end of this thing?
Just work with the teammates. That's all you really can do. Make sure you stay together, keep tight, and try to manage, both lanes if you can. A lot of times teammates will just line up all in one lane, and sometimes it's better to have a couple guys, in both lanes to manage the runs and whatnot. So just staying together with them, and hopefully we can have a shot here at the end.
Absolutely. Looking strong so far for the first 25 laps. Congratulations again on the stage win.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense. Not necessarily an independent no more. You got friends in great places right now as they're 1, 3, and 4. So 1UP Motorsports. I'll have to go back and check and see if that was announced or if that's just something that came together and they're kicking butt immediately. But nevertheless, pit stops. Everyone's going to top it off for fuel and maybe 4 tires if you're at the back. And while we do that, and reset the running order, will be just a couple quick words from the incredible sponsors of the LSRL Xfinity Series. But incredible shout out to Butt Kicker, Wilder Graphics, Sim Racer Hub for all the incredible work they do behind the scenes for the LSRL Xfinity Series. Tyler Justice remains your leader after the stage pit stops. It looks like everyone took 4 tires there. don't have to necessarily take tires, especially under caution. You just fuel it and go back up. But
It is Daytona.
yeah, but even the leaders, about 15 seconds on pit road, or in their box for everybody. So no one took advantage. In the back, just fuel only. So everyone says, why the heck not? But we'll see here. 25 laps, caution free in the first stage. And now it's a run to the end. No more guaranteed caution. So if you lose the draft, you might not get it back. All 32 cars still on the lead lap. Pace car is off. Tyler Justice will get us back underway. And 40 really connected on that top line. They should have some solid momentum off the turn 2 to challenge. Joseph Murata and Perrin Huggins also got connected to that 6. We almost had the 5, 6, 7 in a row there, so we need Perrin to push Joseph in front of that 6, and I think they're hearing the message. There goes.
It'll be that 40 machine pushing them around.
And it's already 3 wide. Adam Kildare right there, lotting against the wall with the 14. Dustin Montgomery. Here comes Cade Ferguson. Andrew Tenold. So aggressive right off the word go. Here in stage 2. Doesn't actually give out stage points, but if you're going to technically call it something, it would be the second stage. Tenold, very aggressive, squeezed into the wall there a tad bit. Joseph McGill, the 69 inside of him. 69 trying to get down in front of that 45. Still trying to get down. 45 not giving it up that easy, so he'll eventually get down to the top. Tenold is able to recover. He'll fall just inside the top 20. Oh, we have it, though. We have 5, 6, and 7 first 3 cars on the inside. They're watching the broadcast. They hooked us up there.
Things you love to see.
5, 6, and then 7. The 8th place car, nowhere to be seen. He's currently 26th, just riding around.
Where is Rain? Why Rainey?
My pick to win right behind him, 27th. Pick to win in 3rd, leading the high line. Murata, aggressive move to the top, not able to get there. He'll be stuck 3 wide middle, no help. But here comes Schwartz. Behind
Matthew's
him.
going to have the run. 11's going to be stuck out there on that high side unless Matthew's going to stay up.
Nope, he's going to go top to bottom. Ooh. Contact between several rows. They live for a couple extra seconds somehow. And it actually looks like they'll get away with one there. Still 3 wide. And it's off. I think they made it. Able to find a home right in front of that 28, Cade Ferguson, and that was a close one. Adam Kildare, though, trying to get to the lead. 53 throws a block. A little squirrely in front. 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes Joseph McGill to the outside.
Well, there was a big bump there to the back of Matthew Hill.
Yeah, that got them all out of shape. 3 wide for 4th. And all of a sudden, the Hornets' nest has been knocked over. Joseph McGill out in front. Going to come down and pick up that 53. Schwartz leads the middle line. James Goodwin stuck up top again by himself. And that all started a lap prior on that 85 at Kildare. Trying to make the move on Matthew Hill. They got all squirrely, still some more squirreliness. The 11 almost off the bumper of the 24.
The 11 just wants to get back in line, man.
The 11's just like, please let me just take a breather for a second. And he'll drop it into 2 wide now, but outside of the top 10, he was battling for the lead just a lap ago. Cade Ferguson had the run. No one was really behind him, but he took it anyways. He'll fall back behind Perrin now. McGill leads another lap. He's 24 spots gained since the drop of the green flag, so he's your biggest mover and race leader all in one.
want to go back to what I meant to be able to throw that block. I did say whenever I picked him to win that I'm doing it because I know he can be an aggressive driver. Like, he is talented, but he is also aggressive, and that is like just on display there.
So Eric Shields has lost the draft. I'm not sure how. He's the only man not in the lead draft, so he's going to need a caution if he wants any chance of staying in this race. Get a good finish. Yeah, but Daytona brings guys to the front that normally right around, midfield-ish, but this is obviously their best chance to win. Joseph McGill in his second season. Adam Kilday, guys that shine on these speedways. These are their best tracks, and they're showing us why here early.
Yeah, guys like you, Max.
They're in McDonald's, same thing. This is his favorite type of racetrack. And they excel if they can get to the checkered flag. 85 with a big move to the bottom. The 85 really wants to lead this race. He made an aggressive move a couple laps ago on Matthew Heel. Made a big move down there to the bottom of Jonathan Shorts, and he at least wants to get one lap led, and it's going to be almost contact behind him. A little sketchy, and he'll finally get that lap led. It's well-deserved.
Yeah, Kilday was a strong contender for my pick to win. He has always been consistent for us at Super Speedways. Always been up near the front.
Just a matter of putting it all together.
Like, we do talk about...
Oh, McGill! Schwartz, your leaders! Contact made. McGill off the racing surface. Taking the chicane like it's the Daytona 24. Still in the grass. No caution. McGill's gonna somehow... Oh, well, now he's spinning. Through the grass again, and he's been wrecking half a lap. That shakes things up at the front. No caution, though. They all saved it.
That is incredible.
That happened right in the front of the field.
They were able to get away with that with just one car being loose and squirrely.
And McGill's going to immediately come down pit road. And he'll go a lap down with this as well. Now Corey Blevins taking advantage of some of that chaos. He's leading that outside lane, comes down, blocks off Perrin Huggins. That was a little tight. There's Anthony Giuliano on the 17 machine. Part of the Wilder Graphix team, tonight's title sponsor as well. And then this Perrin, he says, I want to lead. I'm not being stuck behind somebody else. You will push me. He's stuck on the wall, and he comes off of it, able to keep it out of the right side of the 11.
I want to go back to what I was saying as everything decided to kick off. We talk about, drivers being up near the front that aren't usually there, and that comes with, the different skill set needed to run a super speedway. Like, we joke about it, like, oh, it's, a talentless thing, when in reality it's not. We always talk about this when we go to Rod Car, or anytime we do a super speedway anywhere else. It does take a different level of skill to run a super speedway and do it properly. I mean, that's why the guys...
It is absolutely, we say it every time we cover these tracks, it is an art form, and everybody can run well. Like, anyone can get up towards the front just by being drafted or pushed along, but there is a certain finesse about it that some people don't have in terms of knowing how to make that move instinctively and not have it made for you, and you get shuffled out to the back. And then leading a race, especially trying to block the lines and kind of control the air a little bit of these lines. That's something we've seen Perrin Huggins do a lot tonight. He's been making moves back and forth, controlling these lines.
And it really is night and day when we go from, a regular league, our ARSs, our LSRL, where they're running different tracks versus going to Rock Car, and it's always super speedways.
Yeah, because tonight
You can
it's been majority 2x2, and the couple times we've had 3 wide, it's squarely where it's rod car. It's 3 wide before they get to the first corner, and it's like, well, that's just rod car. Here it's a little bit more of, all right, let's feel it out. Let's see what's going on, who we can work with, you know, stuff like that. And that's normal for like a, you know, you only come here once a season, maybe twice a season on a league calendar. So you want to make sure you run well. You don't want to go 4 wide immediately and end up in the catch fence. So,
and it really is cool when we come to like these tracks for, you know, leagues like this where you can see the guys who are just better NASCAR speedways just come to life.
Absolutely. Because anyone can just run. This is not even supposed to be anything against Jonathan Dolly, but anyone can just sit here right now in 17th, 16th place, 8 rows deep, and just follow the guy in front of him, be pulled along by the draft. It's how you get out of 17th, the moves that you make to get to the lead that separate a good plate racer from a great plate racer.
This is where we see Jonathan Dolly take offense to that because he's listening live. And he's going to take it around 3 wide. He's going to pull a Herbie fully loaded, ride the fence. He can be like, I'll show you.
And knowing when to push, how to push. You don't want to get someone in the left or right rear off of a corner exit when the car gets really light. Timing the pushes so you don't overheat your engine. You actually have the temps to push somebody around the racetrack, not overheat your engine. Monitoring the engine temps as well, because we've seen it on numerous occasions. Poor Dylan Dryling's blown his engine how many times trying to push somebody for so long, not noticing that red little gauge, and the engine pops in front of the field.
I gotta believe that is something specific to him, because it is always Dylan Dryling doing that. It's very rare that I see any other driver that's like, oh yeah, I blown my engine. It's like, just consistently Dylan Dryling.
But that's an example, though. We've seen maybe a time or two, one other person doing it. As Eric Shields now goes a lap down. Oh! Please. That was almost disastrous. The worst thing about it for him is that he might not fall in at the tail end of this pack either. Because he had to scrub off so much speed there. And if he loses the pack again, he can easily go 2 down. And there's no guarantee of a caution. I know they look wild and crazy, but you just never know. As Joseph McGill's been on pit road for 2.5 minutes now. So
we see a big block there from Perrin. Schwartz wanted to go up and leave that second line. Perrin's like, I'm just going to stay on your nose.
Cade Ferguson blinking just a tiny bit. That might have been why Perrin wanted to get up in the high lane. They're racing really aggressively right now. Green flag pit stops here in just a little bit. Probably 10 or so laps. Oh, and we're all squirrely down the back straightaway. That's Cade Ferguson, I think, having to drop due to that blinking and his connectivity issues. So he'll drop to the tail end of the line. Bad place to do it. He's straddling the apron, and he'll lose the draft. But they survive that, and now it's 2x2 again. A little bit sense of calm.
I mean, you say that. If James Goodwin can get himself just anyone that wants to work with him, he keeps looking at that like third line. He wants to make it a thing.
So with all of that, 29 cars in the lead draft. Joseph Green still at the tail end of the line because he's been blinking pretty bad most of the night. So he's kind of stuck in 29th. Cade Ferguson, we just saw what happened to him. 30th. He's lost the lead draft. Eric Shields lost the draft again, so he's in danger of going 2 down. And then Joseph McGill, damage to that right side of the 69 machine. He's back on pit road.
Got a little 3-1 action up into the front.
Giuliano shoved out of line.
A little contact there between 10 and the 45.
I think the 17 was trying to come down, side draft him, and break up their momentum. So 10 went down, hit the 45 a little bit as well. James Goodwin said, or that's Murata, excuse me, similar colors, but you see some guys, especially Giuliano and Murata, work well together. So it's like, hey, my teammate's up there 3 wide by himself. I'll go up and get him. Kilday now leads this bottom line. And we've talked about it too when we were at Talladega last week for ARS. The sense of, do I have to help my teammate? Can I win the race for myself? Or am I entitled, or am I obligated to drag my teammate around with me and we both get a good finish? That's something to think about as we get later in this race and people try and make some moves and set up a move with or without their teammates.
I know in races, a little more. I'm trying to think more traffic because like we're running 2x2 right now. Should we go 3x3? It's when you start asking, like, do you really have to help your teammate, or can I go and make this single car run by myself? But like right now, it's more beneficial to have your teammates with you because if you can get 2-3 cars in a line, you could potentially make that outside line work. Get any like, it's just easier to maneuver when there's not a traffic jam.
So we're getting ready for green flag pit stops here, probably in the next 6 to 9 laps, probably. And just as I say that, Joseph McGill finally leaving pit road after 5+ minutes, and don't tell me he pulled a Michael Waltrip. Oh, he pulled a Michael Waltrip. And I heard it, and I was like, well, we're wrecking. But that was just in front of the lead group. But he spun way down to the inside, no caution. He towed immediately. I'm assuming this is Wyatt Blair in chat, saying that he couldn't race because he registered but did not race. Broke my shoulder and hurt my wrist. Flipped a dirt bike 12 times.
4 hours ago.
I'm just glad you're still here on Earth with us, brother. 12 times is insane. I'm just glad you're still here. Appreciate you stopping by and watching, but I'd be... That's it. Wow, that's something else right there. We're getting real squirrely. Nathaniel Landwehr dropping like a rock. Did he blow an engine? He is way off the pace.
I think he did, because he is crawling.
I see a puff of smoke. And hang on. Yeah, RPMs are dead. We'll see it right here. Listen on.
We have a request from Joseph McGill, by the way.
There we go, engine blew right there.
That's insane.
I said, oh, they're all squirrely, but it's because they're trying to miss. That's 66, engine's off. I mean, yeah. It wasn't like he ran out of fuel, that's not what it was. It just was, the engine blown.
Here it was thinking it was the Dylan Dryling thing. No,
just mentioned it a couple laps ago. So that breaks up the field. Again, gets them all out of shape right before green flag pit stops.
Ooh, the 71 Wayne Ruprecht, they're able to keep it straight.
Oh, we are playing with fire.
A
bit of a hip check there. The 58 of Schwartz. How long can they keep playing with fire?
Oh, but Joseph McGill said, how about we delete that one off of the broadcast, please, and thank you. Yeah. It's not how it works.
That's not, it's... Never do something you don't want the internet to see. Never post anything, never do anything.
Yeah, so I don't get edited enough to edit these broadcasts down.
Yeah. Sorry. You did lead a lap, though. You got that to go with it. Oh, Larry McDonald, hang on to it. Dolly gives him enough room to get back up. And we're mere inches away from a catastrophe.
Like every other lap, they just find something new. Like, let's just get too close to each other.
Right. That's 17. Oh, see, that's the thing, too. If you slide up the racetrack, you open up that left rear as well. Obviously, the 5 working with that 17. But if you're not in sync with the person ahead of you and they slide up the racetrack just a little bit, very easy to get them in the left rear quarter panel.
You see the 17 dummy, the 45? He went up top, 45 came up, 17 ducked down, back middle, said no.
A dummy in a stock car at a super speedway. It's something else. But after all of that, everybody has calmed down. 28 cars in the lead pack. Obviously, Cade Ferguson lost it. Eric Shields is 1.5 laps down. And we're getting ready again for green flag pit stops. We're 2x2, and the outside line's kind of dropping back, looking for some holes to drop into, but we'll see if they can get there.
Can't believe we had a mention of a dummy in a stock car at a super speedway and not talking about Austin Dillon.
Ooh. Update from Wyatt Blair again. Yeah, hit something at 65 miles an hour, and the bike went end over end 12 times. I flew and rolled like 15 other times. The something is a little bit concerning. Like, what did we not? How did we not see it?
I mean,
it hopefully wasn't the person, but that's insane. But we are super glad that you're okay, at least enough to type in chat and watch the season opener.
I mean, okay in this scenario is just still being here. Yeah.
Yeah, but he loaded it, and he was going to give it a go, and obviously he's like, well, it hurts a little bit. Yeah, I don't blame you. A little bit of a shake-up again. Guys trying to drop in, and it's all disjointed in that top line now, but who's going to be the first group to pit? You go about 30-ish laps. We pitted on 27. By the time we got caught for the pace car, lap 27, lap 28. So we are about there.
I want to bring this up just because of like how funny it is. Your example of driver who can run midfield and be at the edge of the pack. I know you said nothing for Jonathan Dolly.
Yeah, he's third now.
He went from 17th to third. He is looking to get another spot here. He's gonna be outside of first place, potentially looking for the lead.
Matthew Hill's a good pusher to have behind you. A little bit of a side draft there from the 74. He's
contact.
He's trying to get to the lead by himself because he knows that pit stops are about to happen. He would love to just lead. They don't want to have to pit from the second lane. And here we go. First group's in. Schwartz, Tiller, Goodwin, a whole host of others from the second half of this field. About 6 wide on the entry. Landon Quisenberry sneaking through there. Underneath
I'm letting
the
you
42.
call that out. They died up at the front with Jonathan Dolly.
Oh, no.
Oh, actually, this was Healy.
Oh, the 74, no front clip at all. Let's take a look here. This caution is out right as the back group. So that's great track. Track position. Oh, and he clips the 85, and let's see here what happened. We were focusing our attention on the guys that were just coming in. Oh, man, just a miscalculation. That was right, literally second place. Let's take another look at this. So through the tri-oval, 53 comes down and gets that 85. Looks to be the cause of it. It looks originally like right about here that 53 is going to get him right in the tri-oval. Looked pretty centered, but the 74 goes down the racetrack, probably to side draft. The 53 goes down into the 85 back up into the 74. 74 tries to save it. And then it's off from there as he comes back down the racetrack, clips Adam Kilday. Back up the racetrack, Larry McDonald somehow... Oh, he doesn't. He's going to get heel. Corey Blevins, nowhere to go. Von Henschel, Ruprecht, nowhere to go. Giuliano, Murata, all involved. That is the 10 of Zach Scare as well, late. Let's go on board with Scares. He's at kind of the tail end of this. Curious to see what his view was of this.
I mean, this was really our, quote-unquote, big one. Luckily, we had, the first group of guys coming in pit, or else it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eye in the sky here, blimp cam, just to see all who was involved in this. But trouble on the trial of first. Real caution of the night, not counting the stage. That 85 coming back up the track's really what screwed up a lot there. Obviously not his fault. He got hooked entirely, but that blocks the track off for the 80, up into the 53. The 45 gets hit by the 17, not able to check up in time. Corey Blevins gets a big hit there. And that's good news for guys that were losing pack, a.k.a. Eric Shields. So, there's a lot that just went on right there. And that group that came in as it was happening, since they were already on pit road, they got to finish their service. And they come out with the track position with 40 laps to go when we get back underway. Still one more stop required. A lot of guys are going to have to be fixing some damage from that one, but we'll see who can get back out on the racetrack. It definitely flips the running order, the pecking order. Some good drivers caught up in that. James Goodwin wins the race off pit road.
Ooh, we have lost Blevins due to upload packet loss.
He didn't deserve that.
I don't think really any drivers deserve that, but
I always just feel so bad when it happens. But here we go. It looks like the one machine of Logan Howell takes the wave around. He was the unlucky one since he was so far back and wasn't in the lead draft. He actually lost a lap while pitting. But he does get back on the lead lap. All is good. So Adam Kilday looks to have extensive repairs needed for the 85, and you could see it there. So he's still on pit road, 2.5 minutes of service. You saw what happened to Corey Blevins. He dropped. Anthony Giuliano spent 3 minutes on pit road. He went a lap down. Eric Shields off sequence, a couple laps down as well. But it will be 26 cars on the lead lap. Varying states of, disrepair and whatnot. Some perfectly clean. Guys at the back have a little bit more damage to show. Battle scars. We're just outside of the window for making it on the end, but Giuliano, Kilday both 1 lap down. Shields 2 down. Looks like Corey Blevins was able to reconnect, but he's got bigger problems than that. Heavy damage to the front of that 24 machine, so we'll see if he's able to get back out on the racetrack. Be 40 laps to go. Pace car is off. Field is in control of James Goodwin as we're back underway here at Daytona.
Good one of a big jump there on that inside line. You're gonna pull the Liberty Jr. all the way to second.
Yeah, Scarbo and Randy Arms, though, we know that's a good pairing. Teammates on that outside line.
And Ryan Tiller's right there as well.
Yeah. Speed Zone conglomerate getting hooked up.
Got Casey Brown a car back.
And Von Henschel, he came in on the one to go, wasn't able to recatch the pack, so 25 cars in the lead draft. Giuliano over Kilday, that's the battle for the lucky dog. They're both 1 down. And Eric Shields all by himself, 2 down. Scarbo. No, I think that lap was a good one at the death there, wasn't it?
It was a tie, but it was a good one.
Let's say Scarbo trying to lead a lap. Randy, and we're 3 wide. Perrin Huggins stuck in the middle. Perrin, same team. I was on Monday nights with Andrew Tenold and Jonathan Dolly. But they haven't really been hooked up tonight that much. Perrin's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting by himself so far. So he is definitely a threat, especially if he can get some help from his teammates. We know Tenold likes a good run at these plate tracks, and he is now there, so we'll see what these TPR cars can do.
I was really surprised Perrin had a look there on the inside of the 8 machine of Randy Arms. He very much could have just stuck him middle 3. He lifted a little bit, wants to gather it up, get with Tenold, see what they can do together.
Wayne Ruprecht looked like he's coming in. Not sure what happened to him. But looks like he has some right front damage. He's on a lap down in just a minute. Because unfortunately for Kilday, well, he's still in the draft. He's 2 seconds behind the Lucky Dog spot, but he is in the draft with Eric Shields, so he is hanging on to somebody. I say he's got pretty significant damage still, so bad or worse for him. All these guys involved would love a multitude of quick cautions, A, to get everyone back on the lead lap, and B, to fix their damage. You get a lot of damage fixed under yellow here at Daytona, Talladega. Right now, we're back to the status quo of 2 by 2. Be very curious to see what happens in regards to the final fuel window. If someone wants to try and pit right as the window opens to get it out of the way, and then if there's a caution, they just don't pit. You get free track position. We'll see. You run it dry, do a splash and go inside of right about 10 to go. We'll see.
And that's, I think, where, the big team game is going to come in. Like, what strategy can you work out with, the guys around you?
And there's Von Henschel. He'll go a lap down. He's got no clip, and he's going to pull off to the apron. Very respectful. So he'll go 1 lap down. Leon gets by him immediately for the Lucky Dog. Scarbo is pulling an outside lane, 1 car length free. Maybe not clear yet. We'll see if it'll drop down if should they get him clear. Gridlock, my pick to win. Casey Brown starting to make some noise. And the low line. 3 wide. Matthew Hill on the top. Schwartz and Brown. Still 3 wide. Schwartz trying to go through the middle. He's going to force a hole through Larry McDonald and Casey Brown. And that ups the intensity right off the bat.
Ooh, 4?
Almost
Matthew Hill.
4 wide. And now it'll be back down to 2. Just like that.
You got to start, wondering, my pick to win. Said he was aggressive. He has proved it so far. How will people, potentially look at him considering, I don't want to say he necessarily caused the wreck, but he's definitely a big factor in it happening.
And again, Shorts wanting to go to the middle. There is a middle line forming. Murata not going to come up. The 42 going to stay where he's at. He's going to get to the back bumper of Perrin Huggins. Ooh, it's getting closing up there. The Shorts will get to the back bumper of that 7. Now there is momentum with this second group. Tenold now leads that new 3rd line. And everyone's swerving back and forth. Matthew Hill especially. Does look like they calmed down. Tenold will probably drop in line if he can. And we're back to 2 wide. 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 2
Now, this is a big thing we see from leagues like this where they, only go to a super speedway, twice a season, potentially only once if they only like to do, the Daytona opener. It's, the snaking. Coming up off that yellow line, a lot of movement out of these lines. Not a lot of uniformity.
Yeah, being consistent, being predictable, especially one of the things that we preach on this social media that has to be done in order to succeed. Because if you're swerving back and forth, the guy, if you're 3 wide and you're swerving up off the bottom, the guy in the middle doesn't know that. He just assumes you're going to hold the yellow. He's going to come down and try and side draft, and then he gets hit and goes for court. I'm not expecting it to. Because you think, at a mile and a half for a short track, I'm going to, I have liberty to search around for grip. I can change lines. I can make a bunch of adjustments in the corner. You got to pick a line at least in the corner and commit to it here and make those runs on the straightaways. Majority, you can make some move in the corners, but a lot of people do it.
I think the one place where you really can't make a move or move off your line is that bottom line through the corners. Like middle and high side, they can potentially shift around. That bottom line really needs to stick to that yellow line.
Well, we've seen it a lot where the guy going off into a corner gets a great shove, and he'll go top to bottom. But we've seen it time and time again. A guy will try and go bottom to top, stuff himself in the fence, wad them all up.
Oh, roof bridge.
Trying to get out of the way of the field. Cranks a hard left. Plenty of runoff down there, though. Battles the apron, and that could have been worse than what it was, actually.
If that car had gone to the left there,
ooh, it's over.
Or to the right,
yeah, it's game over for everybody. Back up front. 71's getting back up to speed, loses a lap, obviously. Kandali has lost the lead draft. He is the last car on the lead lap. He'll go a lap down at some point at the current rate. Giuliano comfortably the lucky dog, so he doesn't even need to be here. Because if he's involved in the caution at all, even gets an incident point, he'll lose it. And Kilday's 17 seconds back. Don't want to hand him the lucky dog.
I wonder if we ever, when we do super speedway races, I wonder if we ever get first-time viewers, and they're like, oh, these guys are very knowledgeable. I bet they're like this for every race. And it's like, no, we're just super speedway merchants.
Absolutely, this is our bread and butter, right? Tune in Friday night for a treat. That's what you're into, but...
yeah.
Take me to a mile and a half, and it's like, how do I save the right front? I don't know. What is tire management? Come on now.
My proudest achievement on iRacing was... a broadcast looked at me and Max bump drafting at Daytona and said, that's picture perfect. You can't do it any better than
that's how you're supposed to do it. Now we can pass on that knowledge and our compliments to others, so it's come full circle. See, that's what Tenno just did. Textbook example of what not to do. He slid up to the wall when he didn't have to. That left rear was begging to get turned. But he'll push his teammate, so it helps. It actually ends up working out. His teammate will slide up. They get 2 TPR cars leading that outside line. Down to the bottom.
Tennell took the outside line, dragged him back a little bit. Aaron was able to jump up in front of him, and look at him now.
It's going to be, without any other cautions, a 23-car race to settle it. We are in the final fuel window. Inside of 30 to go. You can pit now and make it to the end. But there's a little bit of strategy involved. If you pit with 10 to go, it's a shorter stop and less fuel. But it really just depends. You pit now, it's obviously a longer pit stop. You need pretty much maximum fuel. And it depends on who you pit with and how quickly you guys can get organized.
Yeah, the most important thing will be getting in with your guys.
I have way up the hill there. Yeah,
I've worked in open sessions with guys where we've pit 3 cars in a row, just us 3, and pulled away from the pack.
Yeah, because if you can come out in a 3-car trio and just start pushing from the second you leave pit road, you would be quicker than a pack that's kind of just all disjointed and not able to get hooked up. There's a thing to consider. It's like, oh, if you pit with 10 laps to go, you have a shorter pit stop. But if you don't get on and off a pit road cleanly, it doesn't matter if it's a shorter pit stop. It matters how quickly you can get hooked up. And let's watch this 3-car group right here. This is what won the first stage. These 3 guys working together. They've been quiet since, but that's by design. Alright, they're going to try and do exactly what you just said. 3 guys. And they're going to try and... Oh, the 6 missed his box. But it's just fuel only for the 40. And he's going to leave way before his teammates. They're not going to be together. They're going to have to wait on that 6.
Oh, the 54 machine. He's down below the AB sideways. He's coming back up.
Oh, here we go. Trouble at the front. Somehow say that we got parts flying off the back of the 59. How on earth did they save it? That group of 3, that's huge for them because the lead pack's disjointed, not going anywhere. Let's take a look. 54 lost a piece of bodywork as well. Tenold was not clear making that block. Slid right off the nose of the 58 of Schwartz. Gets run over by his teammate, and somehow they do not wreck. And look at how disjointed we are. It's 4 cars at the front breakaway. There are 3 cars and the lucky dog, Anthony Giuliano. It's 3-car breakaway for now. Joseph Green, and this is the group of next 3, and it's all over the place. And these 3 right here will most likely come out your leaders. They're just going 100% throttle. They're not worried about running each other over or checking up. Scarrow has to pit.
That is just incredible that happened.
They're going to try and get reorganized. It's Larry McDonald and Perrin Huggins. They're now in the lead group. Perrin has a heck of a run. He's going to take it right to the outside with Larry McDonald. Schwartz will come up to cover. Big check up on that inside line. That's going to bring more of this lead pack into it. But it's completely disjointed. Perrin with an aggressive move to the bottom. Larry McDonald goes right with him. No help on that top line. Giuliano trying to get his lap back the hard way by passing the leaders. He is well, far and away the lucky dog candidate.
I mean, he was the one out front for a while there.
He did have his lap back for a couple laps there. Outside line evaporating and everybody just trying to hang on. Inside of 25 to go, coming to 22 laps to go. Zach Scare is in, but he's all by himself. It's not how you want to pit on the money stop.
If I'm Giuliano, I don't know how I feel about being in the situation that I'm in.
You just saw they nearly wadded it up how many times in the last couple laps?
And even if you do get a caution, like, you're being pushed by a heel right now. If you get, like, that 0x from just, contact, that's enough for you to lose the lucky dog. But, I mean,
he wants to get down. That was forcing the issue if I've ever seen it. And we're still scrimming, and the guys are like, hey, we're just going to take this opportunity to make our pit stop. We're getting out of the way. We're going to commit to this now. If y'all wreck, then we get track position anyways. So get on pit road before the wreck. This is a good group. They look pretty organized coming in. We'll see if they're able to leave together. Already it's going to be splash and go. I'm very curious, though. This is the group that I think could potentially steal one here. There's Ryan Tiller leaving. Here's Joshua Lott, and it's going to be very close. Very close. They're passing the back end of this pack. They got around James Goodwin. They got around Logan Howell. Casey Brown through the grass. He's going to lose the pack. There's Glenn Murphy Jr. There's Randy. And these three hooked up and motoring right on by. No contest. Not even close. Tennell's lost the lead draft. Group of four in. Perrin Huggins, Larry McDonald, Joseph Green, and Kyle Ritchie. Leaving your top two out with some lap traffic. They're trying to get a draft off of anything they can.
Yeah, my pig might have put himself in just a terrible situation.
And here we go. Here's this group of three. Here's Larry McDonald. Here's Joseph Green. They got to catch Tenold, who hasn't pitted yet. So that's a free spot for Tenold. So they got to catch Perrin Huggins. They're going to do so comfortably. This group of three did exactly what you said they could. And now all they got to do is pass Andrew Tenold with no drafting help. He's got no rear clip. He's coming in this time by. Maybe not. That'll slow them up, though. Ryan Tiller and Jonathan Schwartz pushing for literally everything they're worth to try and stay with this group. Everyone behind them trying to catch as well. Murata spinning, pulling a Michael Waltrip. He's out of it. Matthew Hill all by himself. And here comes the group of three. They are going to be your leaders comfortably in what is now a group of five.
Come on, Healy. You had to throw a block there.
I don't think he could if he wanted to, but look at the gaps that green flag pit stops provided. Here comes Ryan Tiller to the high side. That was the money stop, and for a lot of people, it did not work out. We are in a 11-car race at the moment, if they can all get hooked up and organized. Make it a 10-car race because Tenold hasn't pitted yet. It's a 10-car race. We lost over half the field on green flag pit stops, and that includes guys that were just at the front: Joseph Murata, Larry McDonald, Goodwin. And I don't even think Matthew Hill's in the pack. He's not. Kyle Ritchie in danger of losing the field.
I mean, Heel might be able to, like, use Tenold to leapfrog. I think he's too far out.
I think Kyle Ritchie's even too far, so never mind. It's an 8-car race. Yeah, Kyle Ritchie's a second behind Perrin. It is an 8-car race to the finish.
I hope no one took me seriously when I was like, Heel, you gotta throw a block here.
Oh, Dustin Montgomery, hang on to it. It'll be a 7-car race here in a second. Yeah, he's dropped. What happened to him? I know he was in the group of three. What happened to him? Does he just get a bad push from the 6? He does.
I don't
Is that engine
understand
blown?
why he...
Engine's blown.
I was gonna say, yeah, there was more there than just getting, knocked sideways, because he would have been able to stay up to speed.
14 blew his engine.
It's really because we said only Dylan Dreiling does it. Now everyone's like...
It's changed, though, because it's not doing, I don't know if it's changed how they did that or what, but it's not giving that puff of smoke. Maybe it was an auto fuel glitch, but no, he left, so it couldn't have been just out of fuel, because he could have pitted and come back, so he had to have blown the engine. But it's not giving that sound, that identifying sound that it normally does. So now, Kyle Ritchie did actually catch the pack. Holy cow, he's got some horsepower to that 76. So we're back to an 8-car race.
Right now we just need Matthew Hill to also somehow...
Oh, but there's going to be trouble! Scarabo into the wall! Joshua Lott and Tyler Justice off of turn 4. Schwartz coming back on the track. No caution. They all bounced it up, kept it straight. Off of turn 4. It was the 59 getting hooked off the 40. He was getting pushed from the 6. We stay green again. Still, somehow, an 8-car race. They're all back in the pack. Heel now here as well, making a 9-car race.
What in the world is
15
happening?
laps to go.
We have had so many non-crashing crashes.
These front four, if they can somehow get organized, this race could be theirs. Kyle Ritchie, again, trying to bridge the gap. 14 laps to go. 22 cars in the lead lap. Scares in danger of going a lap down. Tenold finally pits. 9 cars, 1.8 seconds. That's 6, pushing the 40 for everything he's worth. The 40's got damage, though.
I think this might be a 7-car race.
Because yeah, look, the 40's out of the way. He's got damage on that right front that's holding him back. The 6, your stage winner, now is second
we're
back.
3 wide. Schwartz and Hill.
They had the run.
Going around the outside.
Here's your 7 cars to win it. If no one else wrecks, that 6 and 40 had too much damage to get back in contention. Schwartz to the lead, heel and toe. 4 through the middle. Now 6 on the bottom. And Kyle Ritchie. And now it switches again. 3, 4, and 3. There's Andrew Tenold coming out. He's a lap down. First car 1 lap down. 20 cars on the lead lap. And so you look at it here. Let's take a look at your top 7. You got Jonathan Schwartz, Mo Flow Racing. Randy Arms, Speed Zone. Ryan Tiller, Rex Racing. And Murphy Jr., Speed Zone. Kyle Ritchie, TTSL by himself. Matthew Hill, an independent driver. Perrin Huggins for TPR, all by himself. So if you take a look at it now, you're thinking Randy, Schwartz, Tiller, or Glenn Murphy Jr., they're going to somehow work together as their affiliations, and one of them is going to win this race. That leaves Perrin, Heel, and Ritchie to somehow fight back. 3 1 single car teams at this point versus a 4-car affiliation. 12 laps to go. Tyler Justice all on his own. He's going to get caught by this pack. That goes all the way back to 14th. And then the next pack, 15th to 19th.
Saw that next pack in the replay as I'm watching it. Just all over the place back there.
If they cause a caution, then they're all back in it. There's some very unhappy guys at the front. Corey Blevins was able to come back out on the racetrack. There are a couple spots to be had further back through this field. Scarbo stuck on pit road. Dustin Montgomery left. So there's a couple lap down cars that still fighting for position as well. Andrew Tenold's the first car 1 lap down. He is in a pack, so he's comfortably the lucky dog by 34 seconds over Adam Kilday. Zach Scare, last car on the lead lap, but doesn't have a whole lot of drafting help. And he should be good to the end, though, actually. I think he'll make it with 10 laps to go. Dead heat at the line there. 10 laps to go.
And right now, the power of friendship is winning.
But I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, it's a 7-car pack for the win, but it's going to get aggressive. So it's not over. I can very easily see, even in a 7-car pack, someone overstepping the line and pushing too hard and someone getting turned.
I'd almost guarantee it at this point.
Especially with Perrin and Matthew Heel. They've been so aggressive tonight trying to get to the front.
And Kyle Ritchie right there as well. He can be aggressive when he wants to be.
Yeah, who's going to play spoiler?
I think it's going to come down to someone just pushing the pusher to try and make something happen, you know?
Right.
It's like, I'm not going to let you sit here and just, you know, baby foot it in front of me. I'm going to drive you through the car in front of you.
Absolutely.
Ooh, contact there between our...
It's on the edge. 7 cars to settle it. Here in the season opener, season 10. Wild Graphix 250. Schwartz, your leader at the moment. Now it's Randy on the outside.
Well, Murphy, he looked like he was trying to force an issue there, potentially make it 3 wide. He's just pushing Haley up the track.
They are catching some lap traffic. I was wrong. Scare will be caught before the end of this race.
I think that's going to cause some issue right there. Because if I'm Matthew Hill and I have a car who is perfectly able to be on the bottom, just drive up my door to force me a lane up, I would take exception to that.
Coming to 7 laps to go. So Zach Scare will be comfortably your lucky dog after this. Joshua Lawton up the road, 22 seconds all by himself. 4 cars on the top, 3 on the bottom, just like that. And at this point, though, you can honestly, you can save your temps. We've seen a couple guys lose engines tonight. Just save your temps. You're all right here. No one's going anywhere. Save it up for the final 2 laps and then make your last, hurrah to the checkered. Scare gets out of the way. Anthony Giuliano gets out of the way. Very respectful of your race leaders. Six laps to go from the world center of racing. Making a move to the high side.
Outside.
Yep. Schwartz looking to the inside. Trying to pick up Tiller. Perrin's going to have to block both lanes. Heel looking high. No help. Almost 3 wide. Perrin leading that outside line. Randy's not going to push him to the win over an alternative of Schwartz or Tiller or even himself. 5 laps to go. 7 cars. 8th place, James Goodwin. So this pack back here racing for a couple of top 10 spots. So there's a lot on the line for this group. That goes back from 8th to 13th. And then 14th to 18th, just a couple seconds behind them. Anthony Giuliano looks like he's maintaining with this lead group. How will he affect the outcome of this race? Will he just sit behind, hope they reckon he gets a lap back or something? Here comes Perrin Huggins to the bottom. Block off Jonathan Schwartz coming to 4 laps to go. If Randy gets a run, he'll move up. Block off Randy. But no sustained pushes yet. Everyone's leaving a nice gap. As I say that, though, they all start to connect.
It's all about breaking that bubble. It takes, it can take a second if the driver in front's not, lifting.
We are going to catch Joshua Lawton, put him a lap down. They'll stay to the bottom. Predictable. A little bit of contact as they work their way around him. Now he's a lap down. All by himself. Zach Scare should catch him maybe before the end of it. We'll see. Coming to 3 laps to go. That allowed Randy to get to the door of Perrin Huggins. He wasn't able to come up and block him.
Yeah, this outside line has 5 cars. Giuliano actually making potentially an impact here.
It's an 8-car pack. 5 on the top, 3 on the bottom. But what do you do if you're Kyle Ritchie or Matthew Hill? You're 3rd and 4th in line. Like, how do you win this race?
I mean, I've already stated it. Like, if I'm one of those cars, I'm pushing the pusher. I will drive you.
Because you have to get your line clear.
Yeah.
You have to get your line clear so they can start making some moves. And that's exactly what's happening right now. We have 2 clear on the top. They're going to stay up there, though. 2 cars clear on the top. Not a lot of help on the bottom. No one dropping down to reform it or pick it up. So bottom lane's going to have to reorganize here. It's just Perrin Huggins all by himself. They're trying to shuffle him out, it looks like. They know how dominant of a car he's been. He's got no help on the bottom. Here comes Schwartz. And just like that, though, Kyle Ritchie sees this as an opportunity to put himself in contention.
I mean, he could see that Perrin, he's fighting. He was able to maintain somewhat by himself.
Oh, Heel's getting shoved by Schwartz. Down the back straightaway, coming to 1 lap to go. Can they make it around? Half a lap. Kyle Ritchie. These are the 2 independent cars, the 7 and 76. They have no affiliations. They're fighting for themselves and potentially each other. Perrin going up to block. And here we go. If they can make it back just a couple hundred feet, the race is official. And it looks like they'll do so. White flag, 1 lap to go. Race is official. Last lap, 7 cars to settle it. Giuliano not looking like he's going to play any favorites. He's just staying right at the tail end of this line. There is 1 lap car of Jonathan Dolly staying way out of the way. And off of turn 2 for the final time. Who's going to make their move? Kyle Ritchie gets put 3 wide, no help. He's going to drop. Perrin's leading the outside line. And no help on the bottom yet. Here comes Heel. Perrin with a big block. It's going to be up to that 48 to shove. That 8 real good. Perrin's going to come up and block. He's going to get turned from Schwartz. And who's left? It's Randy Arms and Glenn Murphy Jr. A 2-car finish after all of that. Glenn Murphy Jr. trying to get there. Randy just going to cover the double yellow. And he'll hold him off for his first win of the season at Daytona. Tiller rounds out your podium. Perrin Huggins is destroyed. And he'll get passed by this second group. And he'll limp around to 14th. Matthew Heel hasn't even got going in the right direction yet. That car also destroyed. And let's take a look at what happened. Into 3 and 4. What a finish. It looks like...
it's kind of what I said about, driving through the guy in front of you, except it wasn't pushing the pusher. It was just Schwartz driving through the back of Perrin.
So here we go. Perrin's going to come down to cover the 58. 53's off of him at this point. So the 58, it looks pretty square, but it just gets him up into Randy, and then by that point, all bets are off. I mean, yeah, because the 53 was totally off him at that point. And if you're Perrin Huggins, you probably want the push, because the 8 had the momentum, so I'm just like, it looks square, but I guess not. It's just that little bit of unsettling that gets Perrin to come back down across his nose. Let's take this in quarter speed. Here's the finish. The Wilder Graphix 250. I mean, it's about as square as it gets. Sends Perrin up the hill into Randy. And at that point, he's still... Now he's on that left rear, then that's the kill shot. Matthew Heel nowhere to go. Ryan Tiller, I think, is just able to check up. Kyle Ritchie also nowhere to go. It takes out 5 of the 7. Tiller beating and banging all the way to the finish. It's Randy Arms, Glenn Murphy Jr. not able to get a run at the end of this thing. And that is the finish for your season opener. Randy Arms in a thriller. Wilder Graphix 250. So they'll take their podium pictures. And we'll get them up here in just a second for their winners in their interviews.
Just say when.
All right, let's go ahead and get your race winner up in here. Here with your race winner, Randy Arms in a thriller. Talk me through that final pit stop, kind of the discussions on when to make it, and then put yourself in position those last couple laps when there was just 7 of you to decide the win to this thing.
Yeah, we wanted to pit as early as we could. Still have a couple laps of fuel just in case. We had a group of us there that kind of worked together, and The pit stop really didn't go good at all. Really, there's like Casey spun out trying to leave pit road. We just wasn't hooked up at all. But a lot of people I think had issues on the stop. So there's say me, Glenn, Ryan, and Schwartz. I think. Say was up there and we caught. There was a group of 3 other cars, Lawton and like his teammates, and something happened with them, and then I think Perrin showed up, and yeah, it was just a it's pretty much a dogfight there at the end. Not really sure what happened in the last corner. I was trying to side drive pretty hard. I think Huggins just got a big push and just kind of got him out of shape. But I'm not too sure. But yeah, it was pretty wild. I lost my dancing partner Glenn there for a few laps, and somehow he made it back to my back bumper, and we was, I guess, the last one standing.
Absolutely. Only what was it? One legitimate caution outside of the stage tonight. So obviously all the chaos happens right at the end, and you come out the last man standing. We know you got great speed in this league, but last season something ridiculous, like almost 90% top tens and no wins. But starting off, getting that out of the way right at the beginning. So 1 race, 1 win for season 10. So congratulations.
Yeah, I felt like last year we had a chance to win a lot of races and just couldn't put it together. So to finally put it in victory lane, at Daytona, just to get that monkey off her back, it feels good, and hopefully it's a sign of more to come.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on the win. We'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody that came back out this year, and to all of the new drivers. Had obviously a really good field tonight, only having one actual wreck. I'm not even sure what happened there because I think we was actually on pit road when that happened. But yeah, I just want to thank all the drivers. Thank all the admins that put the work in the off season to get the new season going, and I want to thank you guys for coming back. You guys, I obviously see you guys a lot, throughout the week, here in ARS and whatnot, and you guys are some of the best on iRacing, if not the best in my eyes. So I just want to thank you guys for being here every week, and hopefully be able to talk to you more often.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you, like you said, we'll see you in a lot. So we'll see you next Monday and next Tuesday. So take care.
You too.
Here with your second place finisher tonight, Glenn Murphy Jr. bump drafting Randy across the line. Speed zone 1-2 tonight, so gotta be happy about that. But maybe in your mind, have the cars reversed next time coming across the line.
Yeah, honestly, if one of the two of us wins it, it's just as good of a feeling for a win. To be honest here, I don't. We were joking about it the whole race. If they ever figure out that they can't let him and I get together on this racetrack, they'd be a lot better off. But for some reason, we always work so well at Daytona, and we're very obviously fortunate to never get caught up in anything. But yeah, usually if him and I can make it towards the end of the race, we're going to be there to contend for the win. So it's cool that one of us got it done.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys were working hard on that outside line. It would have been a drag race off of 4. Obviously, Perrin got a big push and just unsettled him just a tiny bit. And you two are the last two standing. I mean, you guys come across the line almost in formation at that point.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell exactly what happened. The 7 was fast all night. He seemed like he was working pretty well with everybody, and I think John just turned around there. I didn't see exactly what happened on it, but yeah, I lost my momentum a little bit because I didn't want to get caught up in the wrecks. I cracked the throttle at that point. I knew I wasn't gonna get back to Randy, and like I said, as long as one of us brings us home, it's good as a win for me. So,
absolutely. Well, congratulations on a solid result to kick off the season, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Hopefully I can make a couple more weeks out of this season. We'll see how the schedule works out. But like always, man, I appreciate you guys putting this on. It means a lot, I know, for the whole league, and it always helps with turnout when good announcers like yourselves are calling them. And then obviously just congrats to Randy. I'm looking forward to next week.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate the kind words and hope to see you back here next week.
I appreciate it, man. I'll see you soon.
Yep. And here with your third place finisher, Ryan Taylor. I feel like we've had a couple of these. I don't know why, but here you are in the podium kickoff the start of the season.
Yeah, I had said before the race started, since baseball season started in the meantime, I wanted to Babe Ruth it and call my shot and win the race. I was 2 spots too short, but definitely take those points to begin the season. A little bit of good luck. I was telling the other guys, I was like, I think if I wouldn't have clipped Schwartz there in the middle of that little melee off of 4, I might have been closer to Randy and Glenn. I wasn't gonna pass him. I had no help, but just would have made a nicer picture. But yeah, I just wanted to stay clean and everything. Big moment coming to the stage. We were 3 wide, and I lifted. I was like, I don't want none of this. But yeah, super speedways are a great equalizer. I feel like it's a good opportunity to try to get up there and lead and win. And I feel like sometimes luck is going my way at them. So
Yeah, tonight definitely lucked out. One of the last few remaining drivers standing, and picked up a great points night to open off the season. And yeah, we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Shout out to first of all, because I got in trouble for doing this last time. Shout out to first of all to my wife for letting me come and do all of this every week and all the leagues that I run in and specifically this one too. Shout out to you guys for the broadcast. You guys do an awesome job. We love to have you guys broadcasting this amazing LSRL. Barely any caution racing. And shout out to the LSRL because obviously without them, there's no league. So shout out to all those.
Absolutely. Appreciate the kind words, and we'll see you back here next week.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you.
Here with the Wilder Graphix Xfinity team, Anthony Giuliano, Cade Ferguson, Joseph Murata, and Landon Quisenberry. Wild race with green flag pit stops breaking up the field, only one natural caution. So a really great way to kick off the season. What was the main takeaway from you guys tonight?
Main takeaway was great way to kick off the season with only one caution. Just goes to show you how good LSRL is. A lot of give and take, some blocking out there, but overall some great racing, and couldn't be happier with the way things turned out for the league. Not for myself, I can tell you that. But just great racing in LSRL is normal.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Fascinating watching the pit stops were kind of the deciding factor on lap 79 to 80, and obviously that's kind of what broke most of the field apart at the end. But that's just just the kind of the nature of plate racing. You coming in from 200 miles an hour off turn 4 to pit road, there's going to be some mistakes, especially leaving pit road as well. So
yeah, leaving pit road too.
Yeah,
being a little challenging for me. I decided to mow the grass.
Yeah, you were not the only one, but somehow able to get back in that second group and end up with the top 15 nevertheless. So not the worst result, but Landon, P6, very good result for you tonight.
Yeah, just happy it all worked out in the end for once. Just a good way to start the season and to get really lucky. I kind of just rode. I figured it was going to be a high turnout, so I just needed to survive and not do what I did last season and just get caught up in the mess in the mid-pack. But then it turned out like Talladega, which is I rode at Talladega last season, and we kept getting these big spins where no one would wreck, and then we'd break up. But yeah, I don't really know how those guys up at the front got such a big lead out of the pit stops. I thought I had a good entry, and me and Cade came out with each other, but then Casey spun, and then they were just gone. But overall, it was really good. Me and Cade did different strategies. We still found each other at the end, and we made a good move to get there. And heck, we didn't even know that it was the leaders that just wadded it up. We thought it was probably maybe some guys further back in the lead pack. So if we got lucky enough, if all the leaders would have just washed up to the wall, the move for the win could have been back in turn 3 with us. So, but just really happy with how everything turned out.
Yeah, absolutely. Solid result to start off the season. Cade, like you said, different strategies, but ultimately working with Landon there, you come in right behind him, P7.
Yeah. We made a little move at the end once we knew that we kind of weren't going to go nowhere, and we were just hoping for the leaders to wreck to, just get a higher spot in the top 10. But it's just nice to not get wrecked out. And I got up front, was mixing out there for a little bit in the beginning. And yeah, just happy to finish in the top 10 early.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a good result for the team tonight, guys. And we'll see you back here next week.
Thank you. Oh, are you about to go to Casey?
Yeah. Why?
You gotta continue a joke for me. I gotta get you in on this. I've been
Okay.
saying that John Deere car looks like Harvick's 2021 Subway car.
Okay.
So when you introduce him, when you talk to him, you need to say he's driving a Subway Ford Mustang,
Okay.
and I want to see his reaction to that.
All right, well, it'll
I've
be...
been getting him for like weeks,
All
so
right, well, that's what I'll lead with. I'm going there now, so here we go.
Yeah.
Here with the rest of the Rex racing crew. Eric Shields has got an echo. We'll fix that, no problem. But first of all, I want to extend my condolences to the driver of the 98. I picked you to win, driving the Subway Ford Mustang. Casey Brown, I will never pick you to win again. I apologize.
Thank you. It's a curse.
It is.
No, we had a really good car. I just can't seem to ever get off or on pit road, whichever it is, on the last pit stop. And we just got up a little bit too high on the yellow line, and it caught a little bit of that slippery stuff, and we went around. So
despite all that, because I was rooting for you hard. I think you were riding, taking care of it, looking good. You still get a top 10 despite that, though.
Yeah, no, we were pushing. I was working really well with Kyler and a few other drivers, and we were catching a few, another pack. And no, I mean, I'm happy with it to come out of the top 10. Of course, it's super speedway, so yeah, we'll take it and go the next.
Absolutely. I like how you completely ignored the Subway reference, so that was good.
Oh, I hear it from Lennon Quisenberry all the time, and I just ignore it now. It's John Deere is a specific green color compared to Subway. So
yeah, he told me to come in here and grill you about it. But Eric Shields, you fell victim to the you got off sequence and they never wreck, so you don't even get your laps back. But ended up with the top 25 at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was. Felt like I had a good car early on, but I got taken out pretty early, and then I was a lap down, and there was a caution, and then when I was about to get the lap back, I ran out of gas, so I had to pit, and then I was just trapped from there. So at that point, I was just kind of running around.
Definitely, but a good team result overall tonight. Obviously, Schwartz, you were right there as well. What was your take on the contact with Perrin and turn 3 on the last lap?
Oh, I was going for broke. I mean, he threw some pretty hellacious blocks during the race, so I wasn't going to let up for him at all. So even though I got spun out, still came up with the top 5, so I'm still happy with that.
If anything, it looked like a square hit, and technically in that position, if you're the leader, you want to have someone pushing you coming off of 4, so I understand. It didn't look like anything too terrible. It's just one of those deals at Daytona at the last lap.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate it, and we'll see you here next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right, see ya.
Yeah.
Here with the Atomic Motorsports drivers, James Goodwin in the 11 looked really, really, really good tonight. Ends up P8, and they got a new driver this season for season 10, the 42 machine, Kyler Freese. Correct me if I'm wrong. How do we?
Yep, you got it.
Freese, awesome. But making your LSRL debut tonight, what was the main takeaway after Daytona, fellas?
Start Kyler.
Held it together for 99 laps. I can't complain. On that 99th, but 99% ain't bad.
It kept it. Kept the car clean for most of the night. Can't complain about that. And I mean, obviously the pit stop separated everyone there at the end. It kind of was like the deciding factor for most of this race. That lap 80 pit stop for a lot of people, splitting the field up. But yeah, he did a good job and didn't make anyone mad in your first start. So definitely came out with the top 20 in a chaotic race. So got to be happy with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, James, you were up front a lot tonight. You end up 8th here tonight. Led some laps. Looked good out there.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it overall. Got up front and led those laps. I didn't know how I got up front. I think it was just because the caution fell while I was in the pits and worked out pretty well. But led those laps and then got no one to blame but myself. But I slid through the pit a little bit on that last one, and obviously that's all it takes at the speedway. Can't really catch back up. So I ran lead in the second pack for a while, and we just couldn't catch back up to that main pack. But 8th place ain't bad.
Absolutely, but not a bad way to start the season for you guys, and look forward to seeing you back here next week.
Absolutely, thanks.
Yep.
Awesome, thank you.
Hope Casey stays in.
Oh, hello.
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 Kyle Ritchie, you, sir, take home the biggest mover award tonight, plus 25. Coming home tonight in the 4th position.
Yeah, that was a race. That happened.
Yeah. Only one caution outside of the stage. Weren't in it. And then after that, you came out with the final group in that pit stop. What was kind of the mindset with 7 guys trying to make a move for the win, knowing that there's some team cars there? What was kind of the mindset trying to compete with those guys at the end?
Well, Wyatt left me hanging all night. He didn't want to. He wasn't home in time to race with me, so I had no help.
Oh.
So my plan was just to go for it, and I knew it was hard to make anything happen. So I learned that running the middle lane would be better, and I unfortunately never got there. And then coming off 2 on the white flag, I kind of got bumped out of the way, I think, or I just threw. I really don't know.
Probably through.
Yeah, probably. I'm good at that.
But nevertheless, though, strong start to the season without any help. So yeah, good 4th place.
I think this is the best start to a season I've had since I've done a league race. So we're gonna take that and run with it.
Absolutely got the positive momentum to start of the season. So looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And we'll see you back here next week.
Thank you.
Andrew Tanner, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, good to see you on Tuesday nights as well, sir. Probably not the finish you deserved in 21st, but just got a little not even chippy, just kind of just chaotic for everyone there at the end. And
yeah, very chaotic. I kind of psyched myself out. I really want to do good here. I hear a lot of really good things about the LSRL, and I think it's a place where I can, not only prove to myself that I can run with the big dogs, but I can also, compete for wins. Shout out to everybody here for being cool with the rookie.
One caution at Daytona
one
as well.
caution,
yeah, pretty good,
dude. That's amazing. This is probably the cleanest Daytona race I've ever been a part of. In the stage, that's a lifesaver. My throttle pedal, something happened to it, so I had to go into the iRacing settings and adjust something. So thank goodness they had a stage break.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this league's fun. This is a lot of fun. I don't know. All I can say is I had a lot of fun. This group of people is brilliant. I read the rules. All the rules make a lot of sense. It's very thorough. This is a good league. This is a very good league. And I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Perrin was
I got 21st. Yeah, well, I don't know if Perrin's on our team. He's in a Toyota.
Fair enough.
Don't like Toyotas.
Fair enough.
So we'll have to get him a Chevrolet. But yeah, big shout out to all the viewers for sticking around and watching this long, excruciating race. It was a pain in the butt on my right, or it was a pain in the ankle, I guess you would say, on my right ankle. But yeah, this is a really good league. A lot of good people with a solid head on their shoulders, and I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for the future in this place.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your time. We'll see you back here next week.
For sure. Oh, wait, real quick. That John Deere car does look like a Subway car. Even in the ARS Cup Series, it looks like a Subway car. I always think Carl Edwards. I don't think Harvick. I always think of Edwards.
That's funny. Well, I'm sure he'll get a kick out of it. But appreciate
sorry,
the time.
Casey.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week.
For sure. See you.
Yep. Dustin Montgomery, you got a copy? Logan Howe, you got a copy?
Yep.
I see you in the waiting for interview booth, making your LSRL debut here this evening, and you come home 11th place plus 21. What was your main takeaway tonight?
I just really stayed in the back most of the race. I was just trying to keep a safe car. I got hit in the rear a couple times. Overshot my pit stop once. And for most part, I just kept it clean.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, really good performance. One of the let's see here. You were the second highest rookie here tonight, so definitely held your own against some of the best I've ever seen, and did a good job keeping the car clean despite everything else, and recovered really well in the second half of the race and got a really nice finish.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time, and look to see you back here next week.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. All right. There's always a lot of people that stick around for Daytona. Art, your final thoughts on tonight's race?
Fact.
We're live,
Hey,
Corbin. Well, Corbin, what are your thoughts on the race, Mr. Race Control in the sky? What do you think?
Oh, I did. Why are you joining this?
because we're here.
Because Art's here. Got to close it out. What are your final thoughts on the race, fellas?
Good race. Wish the ending didn't, like
Didn't
it
have a
is
two-car
Daytona,
finish.
so like yeah. Like I wish they got to the line potentially, 2, 3 wide, a little bit of a race there, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you run hard to try and get the win at the end.
So I just have a single question. I wasn't there for the picks of the race, but did either of you pick Randy Arms?
No. No, we didn't. I picked Casey Brown. He got 10.
That proves it.
Yeah.
That proves
we
it.
can never
That's all I'm saying.
win if we pick them. But 18 cars in the lead lap here tonight, and a lot stuck 1, 2, or 3 down, just getting off sequence, and only 1 caution, so not a whole lot of laps. Pace and Lindsay Wyatt Blair did not take the green flag, so 32 drivers here tonight. Nathaniel Landwehr, blown engine. Dustin Montgomery, blown engine from really good positions. So, a lot of chaos here tonight, a lot of attrition. But that's just part of what you get when you come to the World Center of Racing. But this Friday, we'll be here back at another Super Speedway, Talladega, for the Draft Heart 300 for Rod Kart, 9 p.m. Eastern. Next Monday, actually, I believe we're off. ARS taking a 1-week break before playoffs. And then next Tuesday night, we're back at it. LSRL heads west to Auto Club. Be sure to tune in, 8:30 Eastern. Y'all take care. We'll see you Friday.